Woman office worker personal career. Full name, Deanna Rose Cooper. Date of birth, the 20th of June 1993, age 32. Place of birth, Chatham, Kent, England. Height, 1.73 meters, 5 feet 8 inches. Compass playing position. Plays as a central defender. Trophy clubs played. Club highlights. 2010 to 2014 Gillingham career start. 2014 to 2016 Brighton Hove Albion form build. 2016 London Bees important equaliser and goal in WSL Cup. 2017 to 2020 Chelsea women contributed to 2017 and 2019-20 WSL Championship, as well as League Cup. 2020 to 2024 Reading FC women signed the 17th of July 2020, re-signed for 2 years in the 7th of July 2022. 2024 present Newcastle United women moved to summer 2024 after leaving Reading. Memo key stats. Chelsea, 15 appearances, no goals, plus 3 League Cup goals. Reading, 68 appearances, 3 goals. First place medal honors. Chelsea. FAWSL, 2017, 2019-20. Women's League Cup, 2019-20. Flag and hole off the pitch. Before switching to football, Cooper played cricket for Kent from 2008 to 2016, as a right-hander. However, she has decided to focus her career on football. Anti-clockwise arrows some memorable moments. Joined Chelsea in 2017, won the WSL Spring Series, a highlight of her career. Ripped her anterior cruciate ligament, ACL, in the summer of 2017 but returned with great effort. Joined Reading in 2020 and made important contributions throughout 4 seasons. Signed for Newcastle United women in early summer 2024 to take on a new challenge. 1. The first signs. On a March afternoon in 2025, the Newcastle Women vs Sunderland Ladies Derby attracted more than 20,000 spectators at St James Park. The match was as tense as a string. In the 87th minute, in a seemingly harmless situation, Deanna Cooper unexpectedly committed an extremely rough foul on the opposing team's striker, receiving a second yellow card, leaving the home team with only 10 men. Newcastle conceded in injury time and lost 1-2. The commentator at that time exclaimed, "That was not Deanna-like. Not at all." 2. Unknown money flow. A week later, the FA's internal financial monitoring system detected an unusual transaction. A sum of £42,000 was transferred to Deanna's Annex account from a Malta-based company, Argo 9 Holdings, suspected to be a front for an underground Asian bookmaker. Further investigation revealed that the personal account had been receiving small payments intermittently since December 2024, coinciding with each time Cooper received a yellow card or made a silly mistake. 3. The closed room confession. Under pressure from the evidence, Deanna finally admitted in an internal hearing, "I don't need the money. But I need revenge." She claimed that Newcastle women had forced her to take a pay cut after an early season cruciate ligament injury, and she felt betrayed. During the crisis, she was approached by an old acquaintance, who lured her, if she created a small disadvantage, no one would suspect anything. 4. The freefall of an icon. The story shook the entire FA Women's Championship system. Cooper was banned for 10 years, Newcastle women faced a league-level investigation, and fans were divided. One side saw her as a Judas who betrayed trust. The other side asked, if the club really abandoned her, who was the first to blame? 5. Where is she in the end? In October 2026, a photographer found Deanna Cooper living in seclusion in Spain, opening a soccer camp for poor children in Seville. On her arm was a tattoo that read, "Forgive the game, not the player." She did not give interviews, but through her representative, she sent a message. "I do not regret being punished. I only regret believing that I was not worthy of protection. 6. Leaked files, Project Blackgrass. A football hacker group called The Second Half released 17 pages of encrypted internal documents titled Project Blackgrass. In it, Deanna Cooper was just a small link in an organized, match-fixing chain, involving 5 female players from championship teams and an anonymous head coach. Notably, heat maps and AI analysis showed that every time Deanna committed a foul, the odds fluctuated sharply on Asian platforms, a clear sign of sophisticated match-fixing. 7. The unexpected helper, the mysterious lover. The Mirror reporter followed the clues and discovered that Deanna had a secret relationship with a former Premier League male player, who is currently an undercover representative of the bookmaker, Argo 9. This man had gone bankrupt investing in cryptocurrency, and was suspected of using the name of Love to control Deanna from the shadows. A former friend of hers said, "She used to say, he was the only one who was there for me when I was dumped by Newcastle. But it was he who drove Cooper to the brink." 8. Sudden death in Lisbon. On February 3, Callum R., a British sports data expert, was found dead in a hotel room in Lisbon just before the scheduled release of the Red Lines in Women's Football report, which included Deanna Cooper's identification code and the time and location of suspected fouls. The report was never released. Portuguese police said it was a sudden death due to a stroke, but the press dubbed it the Lisbon silence. 9. Message on the back of the stadium ticket. Before the Newcastle women's game against Durham at the end of the season, a fan found a folded ticket behind the stands. Inside was a handwritten note. "If I fall, open drawer 31 at the old training ground." Police searched Newcastle's archives, and discovered a USB containing encrypted recordings of calls between Deanna and the club's manager. In them, the manager implied that they knew she was being manipulated, but had turned a blind eye to her position in the league. Once again, the question arose. Was Deanna really a match fixer, or just a pawn bent by a cold, greedy system? 10. The last game of the silent one. A year later, in a grassroots women's soccer tournament in Spain, Deanna made a surprise appearance, joining a team of immigrant children called Los Valientes, roughly translated, the Brave Ones. They reached the final of the local tournament. Before the match, a reporter asked, "If you could go back to that moment, what would you choose?" Deanna just smiled faintly. "I would still make the mistake. But this time to protect a child, not a network." Dove final words, Echo. There are losses that are not on the scoreboard. There are players who do not play to score goals, but to survive. Deanna Cooper is not a hero. She is just a living witness to a system that has forgotten what makes football: fairness, courage, and trust.